So I'm a longtime Pikmin fan. I am a longtime Pikmin fan. I have loved these freaking games as a child, a wee lad, ever since the first game. And I've been waiting, just waiting. I need a new Pikmin 4, but there was a new trailer today that was not Pikmin 4, but it was for Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition. And what are the repercussions of that? Because there is a couple. Now, I literally just finished watching the trailer, and there's nothing really to say about the trailer itself, because it's just straight up Pikmin 3. Like, it is just straight up Pikmin 3. They didn't talk about the new features in it. And so in this video, I want to talk about Pikmin just really quick, because I finally get to talk about Pikmin and have a reason for talking about Pikmin. But also, there is some kind of big picture stuff that this Pikmin trailer is doing for Nintendo that isn't quite... There's no direct, is there? Because they just shadow dropped this trailer. They really did. This was just out of nowhere, just like Paper Mario was. But man, they just shadow dropped another big Nintendo announcement. Hey, it's big to me, okay? Because look, man, they didn't put this in the trailer, but there's a lot of stuff for this Pikmin game. Like, just let me read this for a second. You can even bring a second player along to divvy up tasks as you explore the world that seems larger than life from a pint-sized perspective, whatever. If you don't know how Pikmin works, then it is just a game that is like a kind of third-person strategy game, kind of like Nintendo's puzzle solver, but you use a bunch of little guys to do it. It is so much fun, dude. I love it. That's my favorite Nintendo game. Truly, like as a standalone title, Pikmin's my thing. And you've never been able to explore the world in a co-op sense. You've had like separate, competitive or whatever modes off the side of the game that you could do co-op wise, but you've never been able to do it just in the base story. And that's freaking awesome to me, because you have so many different things in Pikmin 3. You have 3 different captains who control all your Pikmin, so why not? I don't know why they didn't put this in the trailer. Like, truly, just sizzle the hell out of this and get people hyped for Pikmin. But I love seeing this. If you prefer a more casual approach, a variety of difficulty settings, lock-on targeting, and optional hints have been newly added. I want more clarification to this, because the thing about Pikmin 3 is that it was way easier than Pikmin 1 and 2. It was so much easier. So these difficulty settings, I really freaking hope they are just, you can make the game harder. It's not just like you can make the game easier. I hope you can make it harder. I don't know. The game was initially too easy, so please allow, yes, you can make the game easier, but also harder. Play side story missions, head-to-head matches, and more. This deluxe version of the Pikmin 3 game includes a new story missions featuring Olimar and Louie. Bro, what? The ability to play story mode with a friend in all DLC stages from the original release. Oh boy, feeling competitive, enjoy fierce head-to-head bingo battles, and online leaderboards for mission mode. I love online leaderboards. I love it. That was something I got too addicted to in Super Mario Odyssey and Arkham Knight. Those 2 games, I got way too addicted to seeing like what my friends scored and whatnot. I'm freaking stoked. I don't get why they didn't put this in the sizzle trailer, because it would have made the trailer all the more like this is the reason why you should get Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Instead, they just kind of announced it here, which boils into the kind of big picture point of this video. This and Paper Mario were just shadow dropped on the Nintendo community. They were just shadow dropped in the Nintendo community. This is 2 months out, just like Paper Mario was 2 months out. And I just find that really weird that Nintendo's doing this. They announced Paper Mario, it's coming out in 2 months. Now they announced Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition, it's coming out in 2 months. Now granted, Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition, it's a port, so it's not as big of a deal to a lot of people most likely, but still, there are Pikmin fans like me that would have loved to have been surprised and see this in a direct, because when they shadow drop things like this, it is a surprise. It really is, because they could have said it in a direct. But we just go on Twitter and see the announcement. And this really makes me think, is Nintendo done with Directs this year? I think so. This would have been perfect. This would have been perfect for a Nintendo Direct. Why would they not have put it in a Nintendo Direct? It would have totally just filled that space, and here's a new port that we're going to bring to the system from the Wii U. And, like they could have done it surrounding the release of Paper Mario to promote that. Like, I just don't think we have a Nintendo Direct this year. I really don't. And this kind of just all the more supports my belief that Nintendo just is going to be completely AFK this year in 2020 in terms of like actually having like a state of play or an inside Xbox. No directs. And I'm glad that if they shadow drop anything, it's a Pikmin 3 announcement, because I want to be totally surprised when Pikmin 4 happens. But I don't think this means Pikmin 4 is anytime soon, which is unfortunate because that's the game I have really been wanting from Nintendo. But for now, make sure you subscribe, because I have a video I would like to do about Nintendo here and their silence. And of course, there's much more next-gen news on the way as well. It's a busy year, so don't forget to be geek, be proud, and be awesome.